Hey y'all, how's it going? My name's Christian. I need to come up with like a new introduction for the podcast and not use my channel introduction. We'll think of something. This is just episode 0, I would say, of Anxious Conversations. I did a podcast in the past, sort of. I was doing it weekly here and there. Sometimes I'd have to take breaks and stuff, but it was shorter. It wasn't as planned out as this. I've been taking a lot of time thinking about this. We did a stream, just a rough stream to start off the podcast, a little over a month ago, I think. I might turn that into a video, edit that down, and turn that into a video as well. Uh, that's my plan, kind of with the. Sorry, that's my plan, kind of with live streaming the podcast. Is turn that into videos. I'm saying a lot. I'm not used to recording, so my recording etiquette isn't not etiquette, but my recording self isn't here right now, so a lot of uhs are gonna happen and a lot of that because it's when I'm streaming, I'm talking to people in calls or talking to chat, and it allows my brain to flow a little bit better. But I'll get back in the habit of recording. I think there will be guests on here. This episode's just gonna be explaining what the podcast is, what my plans are for it, the extras that are going to come along with it, because I want to make this its own thing to the point I did a poll. A lot of people there was it was pretty even about who thinks this should be on its own channel and who thinks it should be here. Talking with some people, I came to the conclusion that for now it's going to be here because to help get the growth for the podcast itself, and then eventually it's probably going to end up becoming its own thing, hopefully, if it can keep growing. The plan is for one episode a month for everybody, and then I'm thinking about doing like a member episode, like a podcast. Still do a normal podcast that has like a Patreon and stuff, but since this is on YouTube, I'm probably gonna also add this to Spotify. But well, I'll still do the same way. You just come to Spotify, member up on YouTube, and then you get access to uh the other episodes. Which the other episodes are gonna be. For game, I'm gonna talk over gameplay. So I'm gonna be playing a casual game while talking about mental health and stuff to help people who have issues such as myself. Just sitting there and watching somebody talk, paying attention to something for that long, have something else to like get your mind occupied and stuff for your attention issues and everything. I know it would help me a lot. So it was an idea I had. It's gonna start out that way. I'm gonna listen to feedback and stuff, whether that should continue to be like on its own for members only or whatnot. But I want to provide more to members because I haven't done much yet. So that's the current plan is, and then the first few episodes of this, the overall podcast is going to be me talking about myself, my own mental health, what I've struggled through, what I've gone through, just me alone. Depending on it might be 3-4 episodes. I don't know how many it's going to be. It just depends on if I can get through everything, because I want to get through my life, my story, stuff that's happened to me, how I experienced stuff and everything, and pretty much everything I've gone through. Because one, I think it'll help people to see my perspective on things before, to help listen to me and know what I'm talking about, because in no way am I a therapist, in no way do I have a background in this. In no way am I saying that I'm an expert or anything. I'm just somebody who's going through it, who wants to open up about what I've gone through and speak about it. Because for me personally, people talking about what they've gone through has helped me a lot, because it lets me know they understand. They feel like I'm going what I'm going through. They that I'm not going through it alone. Other people go through the same things, because it's very hard to put into words a lot of the stuff that goes through my mind, a lot of stuff that I'm experiencing, and kind of it's hard to fully explain it to people on the outside because they don't understand, and it comes off, a lot of it'll come off as certain ways. Like my lack of drive some days might come off as laziness, but I don't think I'm lazy. I think I don't have that extra push that I need to, and I do think they are very different things, but it's hard to explain that to somebody. But somebody who goes through it, I think, can better understand without me having to explain it, basically. So I think that's in the way that me talking about stuff will help people. So that's what I want to do is talk about that the first few episodes. Then I want to start bringing people on from my personal life to get their perspective on me and what I've gone through and how they've seen it from the outside, and how they've managed it and how they've handled talking to me, and what they've seen me go through and how much they've seen me grow and change, and like what they think has affected that and stuff. It'll actually help me, I think, to know that, because I've recently, as many of y'all know, I've been struggling again with a lot of stuff, and I'm learning that things weren't helping me in the way that I thought they were. Some things were temporary help, like band-aids, and like everybody kept saying they saw me getting better, but like in what ways? What did they think was making me be better? Was I being better overall, or was it just temporary things that made me seem like stuff like that? Bringing people on, talking to them that I know personally, and then I want to get into um having guests on to talk about either their own experiences with mental health or their own perception on the outside of somebody else's mental health. And we won't talk about anybody without their own permission and stuff, but so they can talk about how having somebody on and talk about a friend maybe that they've, or a family member, without saying names or anything, um and from the outside, because I think that outside perspective can help people that even if you're not experiencing the same issues with other people in your life with things that they've gone through. I know I'm just rambling about the plans of the channel right now, but this is what this episode's about. So sorry if it's kind of boring and kind of just not really as structured as some of the other episodes may be. But so that's the plan right now. I think I'm doing once a month of this, once a month of the member one. There was something else I literally just had in my mind and it escaped. I was about to get into talking about how that there's something with my mental health and why I do stuff. But that'll be for its own episode. I don't need to get into that right now. I want to try, like I said, I want to try to make this its own thing and get it out there regularly. I want the episodes to be podcast length. I think a podcast needs to be a decent length. Most podcasts I listen to are like 45 minutes to an hour. I think I want to shoot for at least like 30 minutes. As an initial episode, this one's going to be much shorter because it's just explaining stuff. So hopefully that's okay. I'm going to probably, for the ones that I'm in by myself, I'm going to jot down notes. Even when I'm talking to people about me, I'm going to jot down notes of like questions asked and stuff. I'm not going to be reading from a script or anything. When I first started my channel, if you go back and watch like my very first videos of like my Banjo-Kazooie gameplay or the early podcast thing that I was trying, which was what Mental Health Mondays or something. They were pretty much scripted. I would think of things throughout the day and kind of type them out and try to read through that. I don't want to do that here because I want to just speak what I'm thinking at the time, make it feel more real, and let y'all understand like, hey, this is what's happening. But I think jotting down the notes will help a lot too, because I experience different things throughout the day, throughout the week, and sometimes you forget what you are feeling at the time. And I think being able to talk about how I was feeling at the time could help me a lot, just to bring back when I'm in a good state of mind, how I was feeling in a bad state of mind, because often that stuff goes away, like the stuff that leads to panic and stuff. It takes so long to notice some things. Like it takes me years at times to notice habits that I get when my anxiety's getting bad. Now I have, not going to get too deep into it, but just as a quick explanation of why I think that that's big is for a long time I realized that I watched Harry Potter. I didn't realize until like within the past year that when my anxiety is getting really bad and I'm leaning towards having like very bad anxiety and a long standing panic attacks and stuff, I'll start watching Harry Potter a lot, and now I know that's a sign like, hey, you're leading into this, do something about it. So now when I start doing that, I can preemptively try to do something to help the anxiety and stuff. So I think this will help with that as well, jotting down the notes and being able to notice these things without it taking 10 years, whatever. Not quite 10 years, but it was almost 10 years that I've been like, when my anxiety started peaking and I started having panic attacks regularly and stuff, that I didn't notice something like that. There's other things that like I hadn't noticed until recently, and it sucks because I had to go through the struggles that I've been going through recently to notice said things, and I think taking the notes can help with that. Um, so I'm gonna have the little notes. I don't have any notes right now. I'm gonna try to be better at looking at the camera. Luckily, when I have guests on, I don't have to worry about just looking at the camera. But um, yeah. So that's the plans with the channel. Any suggestions you can put down below? I'm gonna want to do streams as well. Don't know how often I'm going to do the streams. The streams will allow people to vent, talk about their own issues. As I am not a therapist, the streams will be me saying my own experience with things for people and in no way giving them any type of therapy advice or anything, just explaining, hey, this is what I do here. This is what happens with me in this situation. This is how I handle said situation. So it might sound like things are about me, but that's the best way for me to handle things without it feeling like I'm giving some type of therapy advice. And I'm not trying to, uh, in that way, while I do tend to make things about me because I'm very bad at conversation and stuff without just talking about my own experiences with stuff, because I don't know how to talk about stuff without talking about me and my experiences with said stuff and how I feel about said stuff. Um, but in this aspect, it is not that. It is me personally giving my own experiences and my own thoughts about something without being something that I'm not, and about taking place of someone that's therapy that you should definitely go and get. Something I struggle with too. It's hard to find the right therapist. The people I've always found it easiest to talk to aren't technically therapists. I'll be a chaplain, and I'm not even religious. Or my psychiatrist, which is medical, and they're not supposed to be the therapist. They're the people I've found the easiest to talk to have been those within that field. So I understand it takes a long time to find the right person to talk to, but in no way am I trying to replace that. In no way am I trying to um, tell you not to go do that, because I think it is huge and it can really help. Um, it just takes time to find the right therapist, I think. So never give up on doing that. I think it's very important and a huge thing to do. And maybe me telling y'all to do it will finally get me to do it. Uh, and obviously, the charity will always be down below here. And we've raised so much this month. Thank you guys so much. We're almost at $600 right now. I'm expending the charity that we have going on for Mental Health Awareness Month, which ends today of me recording this. This probably won't be out today, but yeah. I do want to look into getting this at least on Spotify. So that's why it's taken me so long. I've been doing a little bit of artwork for it. Not artwork, graphics for it. I actually am better at art now, but I've been working on the graphics for it. I want to do a lot of other stuff for it. I want to make this its own thing, and actually, because this was one of the things I wanted to do when I first started my channel. If you go back, I was doing something like this when I first started. This is going to be more structured. This is going to be more consistent. I was trying to do it weekly, which is crazy. But here I'm going to be open. So sorry if you don't want me talking about my YouTube numbers, because that affects my mental health. I'm going to be talking about it. I'll be talking about finances. I'll be talking about stuff. I'll be completely open about stuff. And I'm sorry if you find that to be annoying, or what's it? I don't know what word to use for it. I know people get frustrated at people talking about like their numbers and stuff on YouTube or certain things. And it's like, I'm going to talk about what affects me, what causes me to be in the mindsets I'm in. I'm going to be completely open about everything. I already am pretty much. I don't. People will probably get upset with me talking about certain things with my numbers and stuff, but I'm open about what's causing my mindset to be the way it is, why I'm feeling the way I do. One, that helps me. Two, I think that helps other people. Because as I said, even though everybody's mental health is different, there's every aspect of your mental health, somebody else has something similar to it. And while this one little thing, like, some people like to be alone, some people like to be around other people, right? So somebody, me and somebody else could have the same um reaction to our anxiety and what triggers our panic attacks, but one of us likes to be alone. And so there's little, each thing has its own bullet points, and there's always somebody else out there that has the same little subcategory of what's causing it, even if some other parts of their mental health are very different. They might share at least one similarity with you. I can say that with a lot of I have friends that some of ours experience it very differently in some things, but very similar in like one little aspect, like, oh, I want to be alone right now aspect or whatever. Because not everybody has that aspect. But my point was, for me, people talking about their mental health and being open about it helped me feel less different, maybe more okay with what I'm going through and being able to push through it and being able to do better with it. And so I'm hoping that there's more people out there that go through the same thing, that me doing this will help, even though it may not help everybody. And I understand that. I'm hoping even for the people that it doesn't help their mental health, it helps with, I don't want to say education because it's not something I'm fully educated on. I've studied it a bit and I've taken classes on it and stuff, but I'm in no way a professional. I'm in no way really educated on the subject. Um, so I'm hoping, or even the people that it doesn't help, it helps give them a perspective, helps them with managing it with other people, maybe helps them feel not alone. Um, so that's the whole point of this podcast. If you have any suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I think that's it. If you think that the gaming thing should be for everybody, let me know. I do want to do something for members though, and if the gaming aspect's for everybody, because that's what I'm torn between currently. That's the main thing that if the gaming thing's for everybody, it's gonna make. I want to do something for members here. It's gonna make it harder. Like, do I do 3 things a week or a month? Which is obviously I can do it. The problem is when I get in ruts. Um, it takes a while to get out of and push myself out of it. So if I was doing something like weekly, I don't think I could do it and keep it consistent at the current moment with my ups and downs and not knowing how I'm gonna be on certain days just because a dream I had the night before makes me not like that's makes me not want to do anything during the day or whatever. Monthly, if I push to get it out, get it recorded at the beginning of the month and have like a day later in the month, eventually sometime in that period, I'll be able to do it. So currently that's the plan. Um, like I said, the streaming is going to be a little, because I don't know when to do it, how to do it. We did the one, but it was hard to keep that going. So it's going to have to be better planned probably. I think that's it though. I'm gonna look into doing this more. Some things with it, getting this out to be able to reach more people. Like I said, I'm gonna have guests on. If you want to be a guest, let me know. I know lot of other content creators out there might be watching this or whatever. So let me know if you want to come on. If you wanna, I'll probably open something in Discord for people who want to say something or ask a question or vent, and you can do it even anonymously. So I'll do something in Discord where maybe I can only see it, or allow y'all to DM me or something, so y'all can remain anonymous, but I can bring it up and like pop up the text on screen maybe. Mm. That's gonna be a little rough because, like I said, I'm not an expert, I'm not a therapist, I'm not in any way trained on any of it. Like, I'm educated on it a little bit because just having been around it for so long and having to take, actually in the military, I had to take classes on it. And I took college level courses on it and stuff, but I'm not an expert. Um, so all that I'll do for people saying what they say is say my own experiences about it, and that's all. Don't want it to be construed at all. That's why I keep mentioning this part, that I am trying to do anything besides talk about my own experiences, provide a place for other people to talk about their own experiences, provide a perspective for people, because I feel like perspective is important. Maybe it'll also, something I think is something I've started to recently realize is, and something that I did probably for a while, is a lot of people don't like want to admit that they're struggling, and maybe seeing somebody talking about what they're going through will make other people realize what they're going through and everything, um, and maybe actually help them get help as well. So we'll see how this goes. Sorry, I've repeated a lot of stuff. This is, like I said, not scripted, open-ended podcast style. So I'm just gonna be talking. Stuff's gonna be repeated. Um, I think that's it now. Make sure to hit the like button, leave comments down below. Interactions really do help. Any suggestions for the channel on this one? Just suggestions. If you have any down below, I'm not going to be answering questions or anything for the first episodes. As I said, it's going to be about me. I want it to all be about me. No, but eventually that'll become a thing. But right now, this is about getting this established, getting a podcast going, because it's something I've wanted to do since before I started my channel. This is something I wanted to do, maybe about something different, but it's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. Like, YouTube is something I didn't want to do until like a month before I started YouTube. Talking like this, doing it wasn't specifically a podcast, but talking about stuff is something I've always wanted to do to try to help people. So I'm gonna, so hopefully that keeps it structured, and we keep this going. If you ever, like I said, if you ever want to come on, say that down below so we can start getting things scheduled. You can do that, or any suggestions for what to do for the podcast. If you want graphics instead of me just sitting here talking, let me know that, because I have one made for the streams. But if you want something else on the screen the whole time, because me just sitting here talking isn't helping with your attention, that could be a thing. Like I said, I want to do the gameplays, but for now, I want that to be a member only thing, because it provides me something to give the members. I feel like crap for doing it, because I feel like I want to provide that for everybody. Maybe what it'll be is, I don't know. We'll see. Y'all know me. I want to give something to the members, but also I don't want to limit anything for the reach to everybody. So we'll see how that goes with that part. But that was the original point of this channel anyway, was for me to play games and talk about my mental health. But then I realized, if I do that, after a few months, everybody's going to know everything. Not going to be mental health for me to talk about. So now that's why I do it here and there in spurts. With the podcast, I think it'll be different, because I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get guests on regularly. At least for a while. And after a while, with it being monthly, I'm going to experience something that could probably get a whole episode out of talking about. So I need to stop rambling. I've been wanting to end for a while, but I keep adding more on, and I don't even think I'm really adding that much more on. But yep, y'all know I've already said everything. I don't need to keep repeating myself. I'm just gonna end here, I guess. I'm sorry. I love you all. and hope to see you back here next time.